Hey, hello everybody, my name is Steve and welcome back to another video. Today we have something that is technically part of an original video that I did a while ago where I compared sugarcane farms, and I asked if you guys would be interested in a tutorial on Mumbo's and Impulse's sugarcane farms, and yes, you guys indeed asked for that, so I did Mumbo's a little while ago, but now I'm gonna do Impulse's. Like, in his video he had a link to a tutorial that he did a long time ago that sort of explained some of the mechanics of it, but it wasn't this exact design, so I figured I would just do a quick tutorial on it. But because it won't take that long because it's a really simple design, I'm also gonna throw in a tutorial for a kelp farm that I designed, and it's also like inspired by this sugarcane farm, and I modified it to work for kelp, so I'm gonna be showing you that later on as well if you're interested. Both of these work in 1.16, obviously, and hopefully later today 1.16 should be dropping, at least at the time of my recording. It's not out, but it is the 23rd, so that'll be pretty exciting. We can continue Comcraft and all those good things. But anyways, let's start with this farm. So as you can see in the back here, the redstone is literally just limited to a torch tower and some lines of redstone and then repeaters. So there's also a bit of redstone over here. This is his automatic harvesting system, and this just makes the farm harvest at noon every single day, so like roughly every 10 or 20 minutes depending on how much people sleep. On the Hermitcraft server, probably every 10 minutes because people sleep a lot because B-dubs, and yeah. But anyways, this is all extremely modular. It can be extended indefinitely upward and out to the sides. You just have to pick one end to actually be the endpoint where you have the torch tower and other things like that. But to break this down, there are 6 rows of this, I think here. Yeah, there's 6 different rows of this, and then each row has how many sugarcane modules does it even have? It has like 8 or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think that's 8. And I'm going to be showing you how to build one module and how to connect more modules together, because it's actually quite simple, and it just is connected back here by a line of redstone. It just is barely not too long that it can connect from the end of this module all the way to this new module over here. And so mostly the materials you're gonna need dirt, leaves, some other blocks to build with, and a lot of slime and some glass, depending on if you want to use glass. So glass is optional but recommended so that you can see through it and then it looks nice. I also will provide a world download for this world. It is basically just called the redstone testing world. It also includes stuff like Tango Tech Super Smelter, Sahara over there, Mumbo's farms, these other sugarcane farms. Yeah, lots of different stuff here. And so now let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna need, dang, I didn't mean to clear that. Okay, that's fine, whatever. So let me just get the materials I need here. Okay, so you're gonna start with a back wall of some stone bricks, and you're gonna make it 12 blocks long. Well, actually, make it 13 blocks long. So that's 6, 9, 12, 13. And now this comprises one full module. However, this block over here is basically a shared block between 2 modules. It's the divider between them, basically this block right here. And so if you come out 2 more blocks from this, you're going to need to place dirt. So there should be 11 blocks of dirt in total. So that's 6, 9, 10, and then 11. And then you're going to need to bring out the stone bricks. One more block. Actually, you can on the bottom level just make the entire thing dirt, or you can have a divider, doesn't matter. It actually might be simpler to include a divider, so actually go ahead and make the divider. We'll just make it out of a different block, in this case the lime concrete. But now in this area here, you're going to place down some water like that so that the sugarcane can grow, and then on top of that water you're going to have a bunch of leaves like this, and then on top of those leaves we're going to have slime blocks so that we can harvest the sugarcane. And right in the middle here, basically the 6th block, you're going to have a block that goes up, and then you're going to get a sticky piston and place it facing that way right there. And then you're going to get a repeater and some redstone dust. So put the repeater right there. You don't have to change the tick setting on it. Then just run the redstone dust like that. And out here on this block, right here on this block is where the torch tower starts. So you can go ahead and place a torch there if you want to. If this is the very first level, you're going to have to go down a little bit to build that part, and I'll show you in a second. But let's just get rid of that for now so that's not extended. But now you're going to go ahead and place some more blocks, 2 blocks right there and 2 blocks right there. Let's go take a look over here. Yes, and then at the level of the slime, you're going to place 2 leaf blocks like that. And then on top of all that, okay, good. And then on top of all of this slime, you're going to place 2 rows of leaf blocks like this, where the slime would be in either extended form or just retracted form. So either way, it'll be bordered by leaf blocks. And up here, you can place 2 more of those blocks like that, and 2 more of those blocks over here. And if you want, you can place some sea lanterns or some other light blocks behind all these leaves up here. You don't have to, but just for lighting purposes, you can if you want. And it makes it look nice in the front. And now you're going to run this redstone wire out the back here even farther. So we're going to need to have just a wall of glass or some other blocks that prevent stuff from flying everywhere. So it's not dependent on the modules. I mean, like, the length of it is dependent on how many modules you have, but like, you're just going to have, I would probably build the glass after you have all the modules you're going to have built, so you know how big to build it. But just have a glass shell like this. Now we can go ahead and place the sugarcane in here, and then we can also add the water stream, but we'll do that a little bit later. Alright, so before I show you how to add more modules on top of each other or out that way, I'm going to show you how to build the auto timer thingy that auto harvests this. So let's see, you're still gonna have the torch up there, but you're gonna need to go down a little bit. So basically, in the block underneath this, you're gonna have another torch, so that torch is depowered, and you're gonna put some redstone dust right there. Yeah, you're gonna put redstone dust here, and then a repeater set to the max tick setting over there. And then over here, 1 block down, you're gonna have a piston with a block on top of it. Now you're gonna need 2 comparators. You're gonna need a comparator that's facing that way and a comparator facing that way. And so over here, you're gonna take a redstone block like that, and you're gonna take a daylight detector and leave it on the day setting. And so basically, when it's noon and this thing is emitting a light level of 15, it will trigger this to power, but it'll give it just 1 pulse so that it extends and then retracts. So if we set the time to night, you'll see that retracts, but if we set to noon, you'll see that goes up and it sends 1 pulse through. That would harvest all the sugarcane, and it also did it over here, so there goes a bunch of sugarcane coming through into this chest here. So that is the clock system that Impulse made to go with this, but now to extend this upward, you just need to continue the torch tower like this. So you can build up the blocks like this and then put a stone brick sort of like in the middle, and then back here is the back wall of stone bricks that the water like is held back by in the back, and then on top of these leaves you can put more dirt, and then in the middle here you place your water that for all of the sugarcane to grow. And now we can go ahead and place our sugarcane, and basically you build it the same exact way that you built it down here. Like you have the leaves in the back, you have the slime, you have all that stuff, and also the system for harvesting is the exact same. At the 6th block over, you have a block going up, and you have a sticky piston and then a repeater, and then you run the line out in that direction. So all of that is the exact same, and you just repeat this pattern as high as you want. There's not a limit to how high this builds, unless of course you hit the height limit. But yeah, and also when you're building this, when it's in the just normal state, all of the torches that are on a line with redstone should all be depowered. So these ones here will always be powered, but these ones should always be depowered. But unless it's harvesting, that'll invert, which will power all of these slime blocks. So if we set the time to night and then we set the time to noon, oops, you'll see that both of those get powered like that. But this one gets powered slightly later because it has to go farther up the torch tower. And so that's part of what creates the sort of wave effect when this fully harvests. So if I were to do that again, but over here, you'll see what I mean by that wave effect. So time set to night, oops, time set noon, and you'll see that it harvests in a big wave like that all the way across. And that's because the higher you go up, the more delayed it is, and the farther along in that direction, the more delayed it is because of these repeaters. And so now I'm going to show you how to extend this out in this direction. And so to start another module, like I said earlier, this line of blocks right here is like shared by two modules, and it divides them. So you're going to then, starting on this, have another 11 blocks of dirt. So that's 3, 6, 9, and then 11. So that's basically a whole nother module. Then over here you have the divider for that module, and you have the divider for the water, and then back here you have the trough where you put all the water. And obviously you put the water in there, you have more leaf blocks above the water, and then we have the leaves that come out here to protect against the slime blocks, which go on here again. And then in the middle of this module, once again, which is right here, you're gonna then have an additional sticky piston to harvest this. So it's built the same exact way, and so let's just put that there, put the repeater. And this line here is barely within the reach limit of redstone wires before we need another repeater, so you don't have to do anything else with that. That just connects it up already. And then you put the two leaf blocks above it. Again, it's the same exact way that we built the first one. And the sea lanterns technically go in an unbroken line. Like, they don't necessarily have to stop for modules. I mean, you can if you want, but you don't have to. And that's basically another module extended out in this direction, put in the sugarcane. And you want to extend the glass wall. And that's how you extend this thing vertically and horizontally. And you can extend it indefinitely horizontally and up till block limit if you want vertically. But now I'm going to show you how to build the collection system for this thing. So just go down an additional block from this dirt up here, so there's a 2-block gap. And then at the very end here, you can go ahead and place some water like that. And you want to get a slab and some kind of sign. So right here where this water, basically the last block of it, you're going to place a slab up there. You're going to place a sign on the block behind it, and then water on top of that so that it continues the water stream. Basically the items can go under or above, and items that fall on top of it will still go that way so nothing gets lost. And you can just repeat that at every place where the water runs out until you get to the end. And then you can have like either a bubble vader, or you can have a collection system right there. It's up to you basically. But to demonstrate this, you'll see that if we set the time to night and then we set the time to noon again, you'll see that that all harvests. But this is slightly delayed from this because of the repeaters. But that's basically it for Impulse's sugarcane farm. It's pretty simple, it's a really good design, and it's really efficient build for the amount of materials that it takes. So I'd say it's a pretty darn good sugarcane farm design. Also, I'll link his original tutorial where he sort of explains some of the mechanics of it. And I never saw this actual design. He explains some of the mechanics that make this work in like a similar version of this, but it's not the same as this. So now let's move on to that kelp farm that I mentioned earlier. And now moving on to the second part of our video, I'm actually on the Hermitcraft server for a brief period of time, and I will be resuming that series soon. Now the 1.16 should be coming out today. I'm hopeful to do that. I might even do a live stream of me working on some of my mega base once it comes out and that's all set. So I don't know if you guys would be interested in that. Let me know down in the comments. So well, I decided that since Impulse's sugarcane farm isn't that complicated and didn't take that long to do a tutorial on, I decided to combine two different tutorials into one video, because this kelp farm that I created here is somewhat inspired and adapted from Impulse's sugarcane farm. It's a little bit similar, it might look a little bit similar, but I adapted it and modified it to work with kelp. And I'm going to be showing you how to build that as well. It is also quite simple, and it's what I built on the Hermitcraft server for my kelp factory. And it's also modular in the sense that it can go up indefinitely as long as there's enough water, and also you can extend it indefinitely as long as there's enough water. Alright, I am here on the world where I originally created this thing, and here is the prototype of it here. Well, I guess it's a prototype technically, but it also is like the fully working design. So I'm going to be showing you how to build this yourself, and it doesn't require that many resources either, but you are going to want to start with some leaves, some glass, some dirt, and obviously some kelp, and also some signs. So basically what you're gonna want to do is just you're gonna be building this underwater, but you don't build it really any differently underwater than you would above water and not in the ocean. So just go ahead and start by putting some leaves, a 12 block long stretch of leaves, like, because that's the maximum length that a piston can push of blocks. And so wait, is this is actually 12, isn't it? Yeah, that's 12. So then on top of that, you're gonna want to take some slime blocks and put 12 slime blocks on top of it, and then above the slime you're gonna need some more leaves. And then let's see, over here, put 2 leaf blocks on the end of that slime like that, 2 leaf blocks on the end of that slime. Now you can go ahead and put some glass on top of those leaf blocks like that. And once you have that, bring it out 2 more blocks, and then you can build the outer wall like this. And then you're gonna want to drop down the block that's right next to the glass right here, at least like 2 blocks. So just drop that down, we'll fill that in. And now we need to get some signs. So the kelp is going to grow right here, and there's going to be water submerging the kelp. So go ahead and put signs. Let's see. How many signs do we need? So it's 2 rows of signs. You're going to need to go ahead and put 2 rows of signs all the way down the line like this. And this is to hold the water back and to prevent it from just spilling everywhere. So once you're done putting these signs in, which actually does take a while because it's annoying to place signs, we are gonna go ahead and add our water. Alright, all the signs are in, and now you can just go ahead and put water buckets like this along the top up here. What? That's weird. Oh, I must have just missed a few buckets. So you should basically have it be that all of this area is submerged in water so that you can plant kelp on it like that. And the kelp will float up to the top and then out, and then it will fall down once it gets harvested. Now we need to add the harvesting mechanism, which is quite simple. It just is like an observer and a piston and stuff. So right over here on this block, you're gonna need to place an observer observing that kelp, so that when this kelp grows, it will trigger that observer to harvest everything. So that observer is in place. I haven't built this in a while. Okay, yeah. Now you just need to bring some blocks out like this and get a piece of redstone dust. And you'll need a repeater, so redstone, repeater. And then up here, you're going to need to get a sticky piston and place it on top of a block like that. So I guess just break that, put that there. And you're going to need to set this repeater to the max tick setting. You're also going to need to replace this slime block right here above the observer with glass or something else so that it doesn't tick to that. But now if you were to place a kelp up here, you'll see that it harvests the entire thing and all the kelp falls down here. And now at the bottom here, you're going to want to build a water stream. And just make a simple design, like put it at the very end, and then over here you can take a slab of some sort. Let's just use that. You can go ahead and place it right there, put a sign behind it, and then, oh shoot, that waterlogged it. It's not what we want. And then you can place water on top of it like that, so that it just continues the water stream and everything gets sent down there. And then you can have a collection system or a bubble elevator going up. Like here we have a bubble elevator, and it's just like, it's very simple. Basically all you have to do is just like come down here. Oops, I guess we don't need, it's not that deep. And you would place a slab here, and then you can put the soul sand and build the water and stuff up. You can put ice underneath it. But the way that you extend this in another direction is over here. Basically you would just continue, after this 1 block gap, you would continue more leaves in a 12 block row. And you would then also have to put another thing with the pistons and observers and slime. But it's really simple to continue in either direction. You just have to pick one side of it to actually be your endpoint where you have a bubble elevator. And extending this vertically is also quite easy. You would just, on top of this water, place another row of dirt. And what do we have back here? We have more glass. So then you can just put more glass back here. And then this is basically the start of a whole nother level. you would put in the leaves and everything and the slime on top of it, so they're easy to stack on top of each other, and they're not too resource intensive either. They don't require much redstone, they just need some decent amounts of slime. But otherwise, it's also pretty efficient, and it's not hard to build, so I would recommend this as a good kelp farm, and it obviously does work in 1.16. But I think that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed and found it informative or useful, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe with notifications on, so as not to miss out on future videos. Also, let me know if you would be interested in me live streaming some construction on my mega base for 1.16 now that it is actually out, because at the time of me recording this clip, it's finally released, so yeah, I'm actually in 1.16. But anyways, once again, I've been Speef, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!